So the 70-30 figure, it sounds
In
lovely
relationships,
in relationships, but relationships are organic. So they're changing. Maybe one time one person's putting in all this effort, then it becomes like 90-10, or maybe there's a health issue involved. So one person can work on themselves and the other person can't.
right.
And then when they come out of that situation,
But that's a part of your growth. That connects to what we were saying before, that you have to learn. How will you know that you have really grown? That your limits have grown, your spiritual capacity has grown. So that if that person is sick or whatever is happening, they're going through a hard time at work, and the ratio changes. You know that it's temporary.
right.
And if and obviously if it's a long-term relationship, then you have to learn to say, well, I've had a wonderful life with that person, but now they're sick, so I have to be there for them. It doesn't matter anymore if it's 70-30 or not, right? So it's a different story now. Of course it can put you through a whole trip of whether it's good for me or not good for me, and then you have to decide with yourself, if it's what you can do without killing yourself,
Yeah.
But it's
Different stages of
it's
life.
different stages of life.
Different
Yeah, I'm talking,
challenges.
like when you're in your, I don't know, beginning, middle of your life, and you're choosing a partner. You have to generally aim for 70% positive experiences versus 30% challenging. Doesn't have to be exactly, but
Yeah,
the
I know what
general
you mean.
idea. And then life will definitely be dynamic, but
Yes, it is.
yeah, but you have to learn to enlarge your vessel to accept the other person. They have to enlarge their vessel to accept you, right? And then there'll be moments when one will be stronger than the other,
Yeah.
and that's legitimate. If it starts to feel like somebody's taking advantage of your good heart willingness to accept their faults, and they're not doing their work
Yeah.
on a continuous level,
Yep.
then it becomes something else for sure.
Yeah. Yep. And then a lot of people come to that place, and it's heartbreaking.
Right,
It's heartbreaking
right.
to come to that place and come to that realization. But you also have to look back and see what was accomplished, what was good about it, and move on.
And if we were talking today about humility versus assertiveness,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes that humility of like 70-30, okay, whatever, they're going through a hard time at work, or, that comes from your humility of like, okay, they're going through a hard time and whatever. Then sometimes the assertiveness needs to kick in, saying, hey, listen, I'm not going to take this forever. Okay, you had a hard time at work, or you were sick, or this or that, but now you're okay. And I'm expecting for our standards to be
It's time to stop, reevaluate, and
reassess,
communicate.
reevaluate, exactly, and figure out if we're in a different place or not.
Right? Do we need therapy?
And I need
Do
to,
we need a
and
workshop?
each person needs to figure out, like, am I being too humble or too assertive? Too much, making myself a vessel for their issues to be worked out, or too assertive, not giving them space to work out their issues, because I'm like, I'm me, and I'm more important,
Yeah.
and than they are.
Yeah. And then there's a case where the ego has to be, you have to recognize when your
Diminished.
ego, yes. Yeah, that's another